and author Brenda McCain.
All right. Welcome back to Let's Stay Together Talk. I'm your host, Reverend Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo, author Brenda McCain, Tracy Brown Howard, and my boy, Dion. We're going on to our next segment here. We've got an awesome couple here that's coming there. They've been married for, I guess, a while. We'll let them tell you how long they've been married. But they're doing some extraordinary things with each other, and so we're going to let them talk about that. Brenda, who is this awesome guest that we have here?
Okay, on Making Marriage Work for our literary power couple. We have a literary power couple building a brand of love together. We have author Steve and Donna Bellinger. Welcome to the McCain train.
Thank you so much for having us.
We're happy to have you. Swing that over there to Steve. Hey, Steve.
How you doing?
Well, see, Steve got a deep enough voice.
Like
hey, the mic could have been in another room. You'd have heard him. How you doing? I'm like,
I'm doing fine.
Almost made me think of like a shaft of Barry White. You know, that's like that. So, hey, thank you.
Probably
all for
how
being,
you got Donna.
Yeah, Donna. It was that looks in that voice, and it's like he was literary even at that time because he knew what he wanted, and the words was just on the page. And like, baby,
here we go.
Me and you. I love the fact that they, get on the show and they, y'all can't see this, but they were kissing each other, and that was so sweet. I like that. So, talk to me a little bit about, what do you all do? I mean, you're a married couple. Mm-hmm. How long you been married?
It will be 10 years.
10 years, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Married couple, and, most people don't really know that me and Brenda wrote a book, too, but Brenda's book much better than mine. We ain't going to talk about that. But you all have done something, a great thing where you both have written books that are very good. Talk a little bit about being married and doing things like writing books. How do you, go about doing things like that? Because it takes a lot of time and even separation, because you got to be separate when you're writing that book. So how did that work out with you two?
Well, that's pretty simple. She comes to me and says, fix it, and I say, yes, dear.
I like Steve.
All right. Well, that's the end of the show for the day. Thank you all very much for coming.
No, really, in all seriousness, the way it works is that Steve and I each have our own interests. I'm a business development consultant. Steve is an IT person by day and a writer in the deep, dark hours. That's his secret passion. And what happened was I found a manuscript he had been working on. Well, he found it. He showed it to me. And he says, what do you think about this? And I read it, and I cried. It was so good.
Oh, wow.
It was so good. It's a science fiction novel. Mm-hmm. And I happen to love sci-fi. That's part of how we got together. And I told him right then and there, and you will understand this, I said, if you do not finish this and get this out, then that's grounds for divorce because I'm working for no good reason at all.
So get that book off the shelf or out the box or whatever and put it in there to get published and everything.
Yep, and his challenge to me was for me to get my book done, but I am not a writer. I am a speaker.
Okay.
That's what I'm a trainer. I'm a speaker. Everything for me is verbal and communicating directly face-to-face with people. So after he tried to get me to write, and it kept coming out really bad, my daughter bought me Dragon speech recognition software.
Yeah.
So I dictated the book.
All right.
He edited it, and there it was.
So the
Donna,
brand was born.
Yeah, Donna, what is your book on?
My book. I'm so glad you asked. My book is You Lost Me at Hello.
All right.
Actionable principles that move you beyond networking.
Okay, all right.
And that was because I got tired of answering the same questions over and over again where people would ask me how I do this and how I do that. You know what, $15 here, there's your answer.
She is hilarious.
And that's one of the top-selling books, though, how-to books. So that's good how you did that. So, I mean, it's just so cute that you guys both, I always say, let's go to the backstory here. You guys known each other how long before you got married?
Well, we actually worked at the same company 20 years ago.
Probably.
But, I mean, we didn't know each other. I just saw her at a distance and whatever. And
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth? You wouldn't give me the time of day.
Took him 20 years. Oh,
Wow.
20. Ladies and gentlemen, this relationship was 20 years in the making.
20.
Go ahead, man.
But anyway, But and then I got invited to a birthday party. Was that about 7 or 8 years later? Something like that?
Easily. It was, and I say these things, I don't have a problem with it. It was my 45th birthday. You know, some people are like, you know, they don't like to tell their age. I feel every day above ground is a blessing.
Amen.
And to not acknowledge it is to throw dirt in the face of that blessing. So, no. So it was my 45th birthday. And a friend of mine said, oh, you should invite Steve Bellinger to your birthday party. And I said, who?
I forgot all about him.
Forgot, didn't even know. I'm like, who are you talking about? Oh, you need to invite him. So he came to my birthday party, and we started talking science fiction.
Yeah.
And he had her hello.
It's a family show now.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you know,
No, it's a real show. Y'all married.
We talk. Married
Y'all
people
married.
should be able to
Right.
talk. I always say married
I'm the
people are
only
the
one
only
that can't
person
talk.
supposed to be talking about sex and
Well-
love and all that stuff like that.
He managed to get me out on the dance floor on a slow tune because he doesn't like to dance.
Yeah.
And you know how y'all fake that. It's just an
Yeah.
excuse.
Lay another slow jam.
Yeah, a vertical expression of a horizontal idea.
Yeah.
I don't usually pay no attention to the marriage part.
Right. You got Donna Bellinger on
I
there.
see.
Yeah.
And so he got me on the dance floor, and so we were dancing, and at one point in time, something possessed him.
Oh.
And he leaned over, and I can point exactly. He kissed me right here. And my knees literally buckled on the dance floor.
All right, Chris, remember that one. Oh, not me, but
Okay, yeah, not you. It buckled on the. So, Steve, you had it like that. I mean, that's what I'm telling you. This man knew.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna get on the dance floor.
And
I'm
he
gonna
don't
make that
dance.
move, and I'm gonna kiss her right then. It was over.
I didn't know. It just came natural.
Look at him being modest.
And it's something when your wife still blush after all of these.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like,
yeah, well, you know.
it's like, yeah, you know, that's just what I do. So,
What he said. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, what he said.
So now you guys have been married for 10 years, and you've both, got different ventures. Talk about can it be difficult when you're doing different things to keep the romance into a relationship?
Go ahead.
Well, no, because we have so many interests in common. I mean,
Yeah.
what
That's
actually
important.
Yeah, what actually got us together, we were talking. I mean, I thought we were going to be talking business, and found out that we're both Trekkies.
I love Star Trek.
Okay, we're both Doctor Who fans.
I love Doctor Who.
Who is Dr.
Oh,
Who?
I love
Doctor
Doctor Who. Oh, yeah.
Who is Dr. Who?
Don't worry about it.
She
Go ahead.
knows
I'll look it
all
up
the
for you
words
later.
to the theme of the Animaniacs.
Oh,
don't even
okay.
know what
Now
that is.
I remember the Animaniacs. I don't
Okay,
remember all
there
the
you go.
words.
You don't remember that cartoon?
Oh, I remember the Animaniacs.
I never heard of
With
it.
Yakko, Wacko, and Dot?
Yeah, that was
And
yeah.
see, that's why I'm married to her and not either of you.
Let's
There
be
you
nice.
go.
Let's be nice.
There you
Let's
go.
be nice.
Yeah. Hey, he knew what he was doing.
I love them.
But that's important that you have something in common. And a lot of people don't think about that. That you have things that are common that you all can draw together with each other that'll keep you into each other. And a lot of couples don't do that. Donna, was it the same thing for you that kept things going?
Well, I think that, before I met Steve, I had raised 2 kids as a single parent. And I was an only child. So, I like my own company. And so now this is a matter of I'm in this relationship. And what I love about this relationship is Steve is the only man that I've ever encountered in my life that was not intimidated by anything that I do. As a matter of fact, he is my greatest supporter. And he will kick me in the butt when he sees that I'm like not doing to my full potential. Even though sometimes he's like, I don't understand what you're doing. It's kind of like a wah, 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 wah. But you're not doing it, the way that I know that you can do it.
Right.
And what makes this marriage so enjoyable is that we can each go off and do our own thing. Okay, I give him space, he gives me space. I'm in there watching Forensic Files. He's out there watching the Three Stooges.
Oh, God.
And we're doing, it's like totally different. But then when,
you
when the
come
lights
together.
go
Yeah,
out,
Star
we
Trek
still
going.
go to sleep holding hands.
Oh, ain't that nice? See, I can't do that. I move in the bed.
Bring that up.
But it's so sweet. You hear people are still doing things from when they first start, when they marry. Because a lot of times people think, the longer you get married, you don't do those things. And like me and Brenda, we do the same thing. We hold hands and open the door for her and things like that. The gentleman thing that a gentleman should do for a woman. And couples don't realize that there are still people out there that do things that make each other blush or make each other happy, even after 10, 20, 30 years. And so that's a great example, for that.
Yeah, because I'm just listening to all of this that you're saying. It is just so sweet to know that you could work together collectively and separately. And then, like you said, you could have your me time, Steve could have his me time, and then you still come together. But a lot of young couples will feel you have to breathe, eat, and sleep up under each other all the time. And to me, it's like, no, you need that space in between. Not saying you have to miss them like that, but what can you tell a couple that's like newlywed couples out there, because you went through the newlywed festing stage of 2 to 3 years, that you still could have that newlywed phase in 10 years. What can you tell them to help their marriage out?
Well, be yourselves. You don't have to be an adult. You don't have to grow up. You don't have to do what everybody thinks you should do. People are totally amazed when they meet me and find out that I'm not a big sports fan. I'm not into all of the things that, men typically are involved with, but just be yourself and allow your partner to be themselves.
Without changing now.
Exactly. You're not trying to live up to somebody's image of what your relationship should be.
That's a good point,
Is it, Donna?
And then the other thing that I counsel people who talk to me about marriage and relationships, and there's always that finger pointing, he doesn't do this, she doesn't do that, they need to do this, they need to do that. And basically what I tell them is, hopefully, they were grown when you got them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, the rearing part was done, and I will say that Steve and I went through landmark education before we got married, and it was a gift to us. It was a gift that was given to us by two people you probably know, Deborah Crable and Yvette Moyo were the two people who introduced us into that. And it gave us a deeper understanding of each other, which was really, really cool. And it brought me to the realization that, there are things I could say that, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, or whatever. But is there anything that he has done that is so bad or so annoying that I would want to make him feel bad or less than a man for the sake of me being right?
Amen. I like
temporarily.
That.
Temporarily. It's just, there is nothing out there that's serious. And I tell these people all the time that when I take a look at my life now, and then whatever it is I could have for the sake of being right, he can go because I got to be right. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to be right. Look, there's no part of the life I had before I married Steve that I want back. Okay. And as a side note, frankly, men my age who are single for a reason.
It's over for me, y'all.
Yeah.
Donna hitting it.
Right.
Okay.
Like,
See, where your brother?
Do you have a brother for Tracy?
So, Steve, I'm hearing from Donna, this awesome, man that you are. Talk to some men right now in a relationship about what it means to be a man that a woman still loves because of the things that you do.
That's a tough one because, I don't know. I sort of revel in the fact that I'm not a typical male. I don't have the ego involvement where I have to be right all the time.
Yeah.
I have to be the one in charge of everything all the time. If she wants to handle her finances, thank God, be my guest. I'll take care of, fixing the computer when it breaks or whatever. I don't know. Well, see, it's probably from the fact that I'm the son of a single mom myself. So, maybe that's my feminine side. I don't know what the heck.
And what I like about it is that he's saying that there's not a lot of things that is so important that he has to be the one to make the decision. That he understands and recognizes that you have an intelligent woman with you that can make equal decisions just as important or even better at sometimes. And that's one of the things I always say, Steve, Brenda is a better financial person than I am. It's not that I don't, but I just don't,
sure.
If a bill comes, I'll be honest, when the bill came to me, if it wasn't red, I wasn't thinking about it until Brenda came in. We can't let this bill get red. You got to pay. And she keeps up with it. She keeps up with things so much. She knows birthdays for my family. I don't remember all these things like that. So it's good to know, that there are certain things that if I'm going to make a decision, I can, but I've got an intelligent woman that will.
Yeah, neither one of us remember birthdays very well.
That's what Facebook is for.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're right, because they will let you know.
Yeah,
It's her birthday
it's her
today.
birthday. It'll let you know a week in advance. Such and such birthday is coming.
Yeah, but in alignment with what you just got through saying, and the fact that he is this very, very strong man. One of the things that I had to come to grips with, and it was a part of why I learned or how I learned that I had to honor him, because like I said, I was this woman who'd been single and I raised 2 kids and when we got married, I was 51. Okay.
Ooh, it's hope for me, y'all.
Oh yeah. and so he would do things like it's still now it's a joke between us. At first it was a little bit of a bone of contention that I know that he prefers that I be home at dark if he's not with me.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the joke is, even among my friends, it's like, okay, I got to be home before the street lights come on. And so some of my friends will, Ken Smichael. I was out with Ken Smichael one day. And Ken, I was calling Steve, and hey, I'm getting ready to come home. And then Ken leaned into the phone. I'm bringing her home, Steve. I know it's getting dark, but she all right. She'll be okay. And I used to really get upset with that. And I would be like, look, I raised 2 kids, 45, 50 years old. I got a chance to get home, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And one day he said something to me that made me just sit down, deal with it, and let it roll. And he leaned in and he looked at me. He said, but you don't have to anymore.
Ooh, say that again, girl.
And I realized then by me dishonoring that request of his, I was lessening him as a man in his role of protector.
Yeah.
Well, there was no part of me going out and being that was going to make it where I wanted to have him feel less of a protector.
Amen.
And I like that because I know I used to struggle with that too in our first 5 years of our marriage, I believe, because I'm like, hey, you seem controlling. You want me home, and then hearing my girlfriends like, well, you have to check in. And we wasn't on the same level of being in our spiritual walk with other people. Because if God gives you a good man, thank you, Rick and Steve, that's your covering, there's some man out there care enough to want you to come home in not being in the dark because it's crazy out there. I had to do like you do, sit back one day and say, you know what, wait a minute. These are my other girlfriends who's complaining about their husbands. They don't even know where he at. Man's is saying, I just want my baby home before I go to bed, before it get dark. So what is so wrong with that? Absolutely nothing. Kudos to the wives out there that got a good man named Steve Bellinger and Ricardo McCain.
And it doesn't allow their friends to tell them otherwise.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, why your man? Well, don't worry about what my man is. My man's taking care of me. My man loves me. My man is concerned about me. What's your man doing?
Nothing.
Checkmate.
That's why you keeping me out with you messing up my marriage. That's another story.
Hey, one of the other things that we're going to do, and we've got to have you guys come back on this. You guys have written, 2 books. So I'm going to just have you real quick kind of talk a little bit about the books that you've written and how, how that's worked out. So, Steve, you've written a book. What is it about?
Well, it's a science fiction story. It is a time travel story that starts with the son of a slave. Mm-hmm. He is born a genius, gets to the idea for a time machine that he cannot build for himself. 125 years later, a black IIT student finds those plans, builds a time machine, and goes back to visit the doctor in the year 1919, which is also the year of the bloodiest race riot in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
So it's been hailed as great science fiction and good historical fiction.
Amen.
I've gotten some excellent reviews on it.
And it's so great because he's going, not only is he going back in time, he's going back into a pivotal time where you're talking about some issues that happened so you can bring those issues to light. And so that's great. Where can they find this book?
Oh, anywhere. I mean, anywhere online. You can purchase it at Barber's Bookstore, at 57th Street Books, or you can order it anywhere.
Amazon, anywhere that they have
Absolutely. Yeah, it is not. Pardon me? Oh, yeah, it's I'm an IIT student, so that's why the main character is an IIT student.
Okay,
Last February, I did a Black History presentation with this book, and now this book is in the university's library and archives.
Hey, man.
Oh,
And you know something? Let me tell you something. He says, an IT guy, we need some help with this UBM website, so we may have to talk to you, Steve. But that's another story. Donna, talk a little bit about your book.
Okay, as I said before, my book is You Lost Me at Hello, Actionable Principles That Move You Beyond Networking. And what I do is I work with owner-operated businesses. And I help them to, the three things I say on my website is I help you to get more clients, sell more to existing clients, and increase referrals. I prefer working with owner-operated businesses because I can't stand corporate politics. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And anybody who's ever had a corporate job, then you know where I'm coming from. My story is that I was a homeless teenage mom, and I bootstrapped my way up into corporate and into the boardroom and into co-founding a technical firm and onto different boards and things like that. And now what's most important to me is to help people to create their own economies, to have the social responsibility to create jobs and opportunities for others. And so this book is the calling card for when I do speaking seminars and workshops. www.donnasmithbellinger.com.
How sexy a voice.
Hey, that just sold about 100 copies right there. Just like, what's up, Marion?
Okay, her voice.
So, you know, we've got you all here on the marriage thing, but we're going to have you come back, you know, so you both can talk about your books, because both of them are very intriguing books to know about, and the background of the individual. So we would definitely like to have you guys come back on the show to talk about the books that you've written and how it inspires people. You know, Steve, the book that you have there and the times that you're talking about, a lot of people don't even know about. You know, they have no knowledge whatsoever. What is he talking about?
Exactly.
1990 race right.
Right.
What happened there?
It's been a learning experience for a lot of people.
Yeah, and so it's great to talk about that. And Donna, you know, like you said, anybody who's working in the corporate world know the structures and the problems that you go through. But to talk about the backstory about how you got there and how you wasn't a writer and how you became, you know, such a successful writer now is something that a lot of people should hear about, because when they struggle with certain things, they can see that you can do all things through Jesus Christ because of who you are.
Yeah, and this book, to show you what a miracle it was, this book has been an essence, and I've been on You and Me this morning, and this book started out as just, like I said, a little something to do, and it took on a life of its own, and it has touched a lot of people.
Yeah. So we'll definitely get Brenda to contact you guys again so we can have you back so we can talk specifically about the book and what you all are doing. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do that. Will we have Donna one time, then Steve, or we have them both together and they talk half, or how are we going to do that?
They got to come together. They hilarious.
Because you know they got to come together because they got to kiss.
Donna got to be home before dark.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's right.
She got to come with Steve.
Right.
So we'll put it together. We'll do a special segment where we have both of you all together talking about your books. And I know Brenda will love that because she's always wanted to have a book thing together one time anyway. So
because both books sounds interesting. It's totally different.
Okay.
But they're both a great read, I'm sure.
We got about 2 minutes. Go over there to the McCain Express.
Are you ready for it? I'm going to do this 15 candid questions for you guys on the McCain Express train. So you have to answer them real quick, okay? The first question coming from me is cooking or baking?
Cooking.
Baking.
Are you an introvert or extrovert?
Extrovert.
Extrovert.
If you could live East Coast or West Coast?
East Coast.
Canada.
Okay. Seafood or Chinese food?
Neither.
Date.
Wow.
Seafood. Date night. Dinner and a movie or dinner and jazz music?
Dinner and jazz.
Ooh. Yes. Either one.
All right. Wine tasting or champagne sipping?
Champagne.
Champagne.
Plays or movies?
No plays.
You're most excited about winning $1 million or winning $1 million home?
Oh, $1 million. You can buy the home.
Cash.
There you go.
Would you rather ride cross country in a car or see the countryside via a train ride?
Train.
Ride.
If you had to choose to eat one meat for the rest of your life, which one would it be, steak or chicken?
Steak.
Steak.
Rare.
Yeah, when he sticks a fork in it, it goes move.
Oh, okay.
That rare.
Drama or comedy?
Oh, comedy.
Drama.
Okay, giving back to the community or taking back the streets?
Oh, giving to the community.
Yeah, giving to the community.
Musician or actress or actor?
Musician.
Actor.
Superhero, Superman or Batman for you, Catwoman or Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, Superman, because they ruined Batman.
Yes.
Oh, okay, then. Well, we know the answer to this, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star
Star
Trek.
Trek.
Okay,
All
then.
right,
Well,
track
they was-
is-
okay,
You already
track
said
is-
it's science
Yeah.
fiction.
Hey, we thank you all for being here. You're welcome to stay with us as we go through the next hour. We're going to be talking about leaving in the car and the relationship thing, so we'd like to have your input on that as well. And this is Reverend Rick McCain with my baby, my girl, my boo, author Brenda McCain, Tracy Brown Howard, and Dion. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.